Recorded.
Welcome everyone for the Transportation Technical Committee for February 21st. We do have a quorum, so we can go ahead and then actually now to the public comment item on the agenda. Do we have anything? Okay. So moving on to the approval minutes for the January 17th meeting, minutes that we have shared with you all. Got any questions, comments, or? Okay, hearing none. I'll take a motion for approval. Okay.
Second.
All right. Any further comments, questions? Okay, seeing none. Those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None. Motion approved. And then on to items 5, but that seems like our project or the team amendments for items 5 through 10 are more directed to, more related to District 5.
All of them this time.
Yeah, so maybe if you don't mind, Derek, I'll let you give us a background for each of those.
So Amendment 31 is resurfacing of I-74 from south of Carlock to I-55 north of Normal, and that was going to be officially put on a March 25 letting. So the final estimation was $30.2 million, which was a decrease from $34.5 million. Amendment 32 is the land acquisition line for Illinois 9, US 150 from Mulberry to Maine, Locust to Empire, and Center to Locust. And there was an increase to $220,000 from $20,000. And the reason for the huge increase there is there was a parcel purchased on KO30 that was supposed to be purchased on KO30 that was instead purchased with this. So I imagine they'll probably be in production there soon. Amendment 33 is a utility adjustment. And it's just additional funding for utility relocation. And that is on actually JO435, which I think is Tawanda to Carnahan.
Oh, okay.
That's new.
That's a new line.
Okay, what is the location as opposed to the terminal?
Let's see, I have this on another one. So it's Illinois 9 from Tawanda to Carnahan. At least it's that contract number, 7021. So it's JO43-5.
I'll add that into the policy committee.
Amendment 34 is a change in cost based on the final estimate. If you remember from previous meetings, it's where we removed some structures. This was also tapped for an April 25 letting, so it's got a final estimate now, and it reduced the cost to $365,000. Amendment 35 is increasing costs in a lighting project that was brought up a couple meetings ago. It's on US 51 from I-74 to Filbert and I-74/US 51 interchange south of Bloomington. We had to move it to FY26 because it was under-programmed and basically it did double the cost. So we had to move it to FY26. So now it's going to be on September 25 letting. September 2025 letting. It was just way under-programmed. And Amendment 36 is a new project, bridge deck overlay on I-55 at County Highway 29, half a mile north of Tawanda, and at Money Creek, 1.5 miles northeast of Tawanda, for $5.5 million.
Very good. Thank you. Question for Barry? And as you all might see, there's an attachment to the agenda package. They can be referred to. So, yeah, questions, comments? If you like, we can take it as a group, if no objections. Agenda items 5 through 10 for amendments, number 31 through number 36. If no objections, we can do it that way. I'll take a motion.
So moved.
Okay, Jerry, and any second? Second. Derek. Further discussion? Hearing none. Those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, so those approved. Project updates, item number 11. Any projects, jurisdictions, why different cities and towns?
The only thing I have is none of the projects that I have listed here have moved. So Illinois 9 from Tawana to Carnahan, still April letting. The over pedestrian walkway project on US 51, still June letting. Mulberry to Maine, Locust to Empire, Center to Locust on Illinois 9, November 25 letting. And Illinois 9 business from Center to Tawanda is January 26 letting.
Okay.
US 51 walkway, where's that at?
I think it's south of I-55 normal is. I think that's
It's
part of that.
It's the corridor, the Main Street
Just
corridor.
Yeah.
it's a big project.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that Gregory Bowles also?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what
Gregory
goes
Bowles all
to
the way
Gregory
off.
Bowles, but I think
Yeah.
this has to refer to the college in Maine.
Yeah.
Thing.
Yeah. Oh, that's one contract number
Okay,
for
actually
me.
underpass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When is that? When are you anticipating that bid again?
June 25.
Thank you.
That's KO Frito in the packet.
Okay. Further questions, comments? Just FYI, some of you already know, we received a request from IDOT middle of this week that look for projects for some unprogrammed money or whatever. So we did submit, the MPO did submit 3 projects from the city, the Hamilton Road extension, from the town, the underpass walkway project, and then from Connect Transit is their transit center downtown. So anything you guys want to add to what put together?
Just to clarify, that the normal project is the underpass at Uptown Station,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because we just talked about it different.
Yes, the student underpass
Right,
is college in Maine,
Mm-hmm.
and this is over at the
Right,
transfer.
the Uptown Station,
Yeah.
the entrance.
Have you heard yet?
So this is an opportunity. I don't know, Tom, want to share anything?
I don't know any more about this request than what it was kind of a very last minute. I think we sent it out. One of them returned that afternoon. And you fortunately had these all, it's almost as if we had planned on it because they were the only ones we received.
No, that took the whole day.
Yeah.
We didn't plan that.
Put everything aside.
It was boom.
Jim stayed up all night.
It
so happens.
was worth it. It was,
Yeah, Grayson, a
So
lot of
I don't know any more than that. And of course, and I just will mention with the TIP amendments and a number of things, a lot of things are moving, and so a lot of question marks. But anyway, you did a fine job in presenting.
Yeah, no worries. It's a team effort. We got the email late, but then we work hard. People will probably stay up and try to get their own behind the scene team working hard, put information together. And so we hope even out of the 3 projects, if not all 3, maybe a little bit of each 3 or in full, whatever, it helps. Okay, yeah, I just want everybody to know. Appreciate even IDOT extend the invitation to all the NPOs. And I think this is especially sometimes fundings have uncertainty these days, but it seems that IDOT would offer the opportunity.
Tom, did I hear you say those were the only ones you received?
I think so.
Wow.
I think so, but I'm not
Yeah, it
sure.
doesn't time.
Because it was literally morning.
24 hours
after,
before.
24 hours before.
Exactly.
Was there a dollar amount that they had?
I don't know anything about it. It was something I'd never seen before.
The timetable was pretty aggressive.
But it's good. So we're always ready. If you have extra money, we're all ready to go.
Well, it had all the indications of this was something that was attempting to beat a deadline or something of the sort. But
Understood. But thank you for at least asking for the appeals for submission.
I have a question for Tom. Have you seen any impacts from the new administration's freeze or anything on IDOT FHWA cooperation or progress?
not so much with IDOT. FHWA is significant, and the division just in the last. And there's some things that I can't.
That's right.
Well, maybe I can. Anna and John Paul. John Paul Dipia.
Yeah.
I have trouble with it.
This
New
explains-
John Paul.
This explains
young
why
John Paul.
Anna's email bounced. Doesn't it?
Yes, both John Paul and Anna were terminated last week. In fact,
That's
let me-
it too. It's
and there's just a number of other things but just as I say, with the TIP amendments and such, there's discussion in the air that STIPs have been, we have not, IDOT has not received official notice of these things. So from that, I'm unable to say, but other states have had indicated that they had received note that their STIPs were frozen.
Signature authority may not be the only issue there for.
Right.
Right.
Such as these tips, and I had some from Decatur just the other day that are vulnerable, I suppose. So don't be surprised if they don't move forward.
Yeah.
I'll present them as normal course of business.
I'm sorry, what did you say was vulnerable, Tom?
These TIP amendments
Okay, gotcha.
and any they're paying the bills, they're paying invoices, but other than that, the division is kind of on hold with
The same story I got.
any
So-
signatory authority. But again, that's off the record. But I don't know if I was. Well, we haven't received anything official.
okay.
Gentlemen, sorry for that impact. That's hard for a lot of people and all that. So it's tough.
Anyway, just in terms of federal grants, just want to let everybody know we have issued the RFP for the SS4A grant that we received, and as you all know, the Safe Street for All, and that would be for an update to the few years ago the adopted Go Safe McLean County Action Plan, but it was really for the whole region and the city, town, county, and IDOT, and many others have participated in that process. That plan was adopted originally back in 2021 during COVID, and we got a federal grant. This got signed, the agreement signed, and so we the deadline for responses is the coming Monday, and so we'll go through the typical process: consultant selection, contract negotiation. We'll keep moving forward until we hear otherwise by high ups from things we cannot control. But we come moving forward on that. And that's on transportation safety. Because for our region, in a way that's for the MPA, but also recognizing the impact actually goes beyond, meaning the rest of the county. And so we appreciate, the past efforts. 2021 plan adopted, but the effort was, before that it was almost year and a half, 2 years process. And so a lot of active participation, experts, subject matter experts, and then community stakeholders, agencies, and whatnot. So we're still looking to continue to have an update. At least got the plan updated. So that's the purpose of that. Anything else? Any other exciting things? Uplifting?
I don't know if it's exciting, but typically in December, January, the districts are given their federal marks and told to program projects. As of today, we still have not received that go-ahead for obvious reasons for other things happening in DC. But they said it would be soon. I have projects programmed for 26, 27, and 28. I have nothing in 29, I have nothing in 30. So even if you have it for here. So if you have it, even for the whole district, I have nothing. So I know that the outer years are kind of hard to program, especially, we don't have that problem at IDOT because, they give us way more money than I ever thought we'd ever use. But in the local side, I realize that could be tough. But if you do have one out there, even if it's illustrative, said it right, that would be good to get it in there. That we're showing the feds that we're wanting to use money. Please keep giving it to us so we can keep spending it. So if you have something, let me know.
And to follow up from Dan, sometime probably next week, the infamous memo will go out to all of you regarding the development of the new TIP for FY26. Okay. And it will have its usual schedule, and we will hope to hold to it. I know, it always feels that way, but, and it's a timing, annoyance, production problem, and I'm just gonna sit down with the calendar, count the hours, let you know when we are.
I'm sure my deadline will be mid-March, so I'll be definitely pressing you as soon as I get to go to get things. I'm going to make out all my charts to send everybody to tell them what the allotment was for 26, and what we think your program is going to be in 5 years. So I'll send those reports out, and then I'll be asking for jobs with that email. So
yeah, in a sense, if you don't know what the marks are, it's a function of when you get that information and before we can really proceed, because you guys can't do the allocation into your own projects until you know how much that's going to be.
Right.
So the math's away, and we can make it balance.
How long do they do with the marks? I think the marks come out on the circular letters.
Huh.
So keep an eye on the circular letters for that. It's just a big long list of the LPAs that get their money, so or a lot of the money anyway. Okay, that's all I had.
It's not going to be a huge increase at all. I think it's going to stay pretty well staggered. Yeah.
I'm always hoping it goes up.
Yeah.
I suspect not this time.
Yeah. Also, we have an ITEP at a Safe Routes to School seminar coming up in April. Pretty sure it's April, mid-April sometime. I don't remember the date. But John Paris with that group is working on that. It'll be in Tuscola again, as it was 2 years ago for this area. They wanted to have one up here, but we had such a turnout down there that I got him to hone it down to one instead of two. They won't have the presence that they had last time from central office, just be John, and I think I got to get up and say a few things, so that's right. So it is coming up. If you guys got any projects that are in that realm of whatever, feel free to attend that. It really is a good informative meeting for the application process, and he also lets us know what participation is going to be. The last couple of years has been like 100% participation and no local funds, no local match. So we'll see.
yeah, just keep those in mind. Local municipalities, the counties.
We've been working on Unit 5, so we'll have a lot.
All right, awesome, thank you.
Right, yeah, it's all those funding opportunities we cannot pass out if any that comes around these days. But talking about money, just FYI, MCRPC did submit a proposed UBT, the Unified Budget Template to IDOT as we it's required every year. So we did submit by the deadline, on the deadline, February 14th, and this is for the FY26. And then usually, as you all may know, then they will let us know. I mean, we will still have to start working on the Unified Work Program before April 1st, and then IDOT will have internal review and let us know if that budget would be approved or not for the FY26 starting July 1 of 25. So just FYI again, our team, Jen, me, others, been working hard on that. So this month, keep working on the work program.
How is the TIP program working for the state wants you guys to get into? Are you the pilot?
No.
Okay, so it's Kuwats that's a pilot.
It's
And
with Gateway and Kuwats.
Yeah.
Okay.
CMAPs, we're
They've already
kind of
got it, yeah.
this is we're sharing. I guess CMAP's been utilizing this. Also, Cape Girardeau has put this in place and they're
Wow.
using this same. They've had one for last, but they're using the same. What is the name of it? Econ.
E-tip.
Yeah, it's ETIP. I mean, the actual branding.
Logic or eco something.
Echo, basically, I think how to pronounce
Echo.
it.
Okay.
Anyway, it's proceeding, and then as those are developed, others will
At the meeting back last month, Brandon said they would be finishing Champaign and East West Gateway, and then they would go to Rockford and Peoria as the two next largest.
So
and
we
then
are waiting in line.
Yeah,
but
right.
They
So
know
the rest
that we are
of us will
interested.
kind of follow that. But hey, if Cape Girardeau has successfully pulled this off, we should be able to.
Yeah, we did indicate, and we actually participate in a demonstration by the consultant.
Which is really new.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Much
You
of
guys
the
are
work
gonna
that
hate
I
it.
understand in the transition comes from the district.
That's fine.
Yeah,
Yes.
So
This is true.
you guys will be on.
okay. So, yeah.
It'll actually make it much simpler to keep track of the district stuff because so often there are month to month, there are changes large enough in individual projects that we see them every month. And this way it'll be, when we have this in place, it'll be a whole lot easier to sort of track those together.
Yes.
And show the, per project, how those changes work. I've been thinking about a way to do that manually that we can post, but we haven't done that to date. But obviously, especially for your projects where there are subtle changes happening for various reasons over several months at a time.
Weekly.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
It should be live. Anytime.
Yeah, and I guess it sort of will be because what you guys are going to hate is that some of the input comes from the local public agencies.
And you have everything in your tip, right? All the local projects
And
anything they
we're going to
want
have to.
present.
One of the things that was said at that meeting was that maybe not so much going forward that they were going to want to restrict it more to the federally funded or projects with federal funding. And I also need to. One of the things I want to figure out is how they handle transit, because that's always a difficult thing to represent in terms of any changes. That they don't really change very much. They get the thing at the beginning of the year and they're off and running, and there aren't huge dislocations in the course of the fiscal year, at least not that anyone's told me. So we'll see how it works, but I would guess next spring at the absolute earliest. I'm guessing it's actually going to be in 27 before it gets to us.
So we do want to have that. We've been doing actually even before IDOT offered the opportunity. We have done some research and look around to other states, other UTIP Apollos, other city, MPOs and whatnot. And and then I got offered the opportunity. So yeah, and it's something that FHWA kind of suggested anyway. And I know it made everybody's job easier.
Federal Highway's been suggesting it to us in our occasional reviews for 6 or 7 years now, saying, by the way, guys, look into this. And once, I was actually not in the office the day of that presentation that CMAP did, but I was following it at home and thinking, yes, give me one, do it now. Because there are so many things that sort of are built into it that would make life not simpler necessarily, but easier to track.
They did a presentation at the fall planning conference the last
they
day.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, but they'd also done one earlier on, because I'll have to check my records and see when it was.
Techos themselves did the presentation at the fall planning conference.
Right, exactly. The previous one was somebody from CMAP
Mhm.
describing it.
Yeah.
And I was sending frantic emails to Ray saying, yes, we want that. Can we get that? And here we are. But we're going to have to wait. So we'll see.
So just a dumb question, they're just not allowing us to use it? I mean, it sounds like
No.
FHWA wants us to, what am I missing?
It's a question of
Yeah.
how reasonably quickly they can roll it out. So CMAP as Tom said, has been using this for a while.
Yeah.
And they showed us what they had sometime last year. And then there was a thing at the fall planning conference. But getting it all sort of sorted, especially when you're talking about, every MPO in the state. So it's a pretty wide disparity. It goes from CMAP to, to Cal in
Okay,
terms
so they
of
all
capacity.
have to be on it. That's what I wasn't picking up on that,
And
that you all
it's
have
just
to
a
be on the
question.
system.
Actually, it's an optional thing from the IDOT.
Champaign-Urbana has, Coats has developed their own, and they've been utilizing it for maybe 5 years.
And Rockford had something that they've been using in a couple, I think Peoria did.
Peoria is something. So everybody got their own little versions anyway.
But this would be helpful having it,
Yeah.
as far as IDOT's concerned, if
Exactly.
everyone was on, using the same platform and
It automates reporting for certain things, and it all just flows into the statewide
one
version.
time, and it's
Yeah. Ideally, like after next Friday's policy committee, all these amendments is approved, put somebody in charge of, get this update the week after. It doesn't take
Right.
much,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. And then, especially for this now with the IDOT's offers, they're paying for it. So that's even better. Yeah.
Thank you.
Let's hope that continues to be the case.
So we just have to be on track on time. Otherwise, it defeats the purpose of it too. Because, friendly.
We keep track on a continuing basis anyway. Once a month, I usually ask everybody, do you have anything for this
Yeah.
month?
So it's
This will simply create access to making those notifications early and often. And we can keep our same meeting schedule, but we'll have all the information kind of sitting and waiting for us to do those amendments or whatever else.
Makes a lot of sense.
okay.
Yeah, and I'm
Thanks.
sure other people are doing it in other states, but here we are. So it's underway.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anybody else got anything on it? What we have discussed. Okay. Item number 12, that which may arise is kind of encompassed by the conversations that we had. All right. Next scheduled meeting, March 21st. Mark your calendar, and then I'll entertain motion to adjourn meeting. So, okay, Ryan, Secretary. Those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
It's approved. Have a great